What up, Dokkanners? We are on the precipice of greatness. 4 major banners await us during the 9th anniversary celebration. So in this video, we're going to be going through these banners and we're going to be assessing which characters are more important, which banners you should be prioritizing so that you can make a more informed decision and a more effective approach in terms of going through this entire celebration. Obviously, Beast Gohan is the giant unit that everyone is waiting for, but that's in part 2. Do you skip part 1 and wait for part 2? Do you summon for part 1? If so, which banner do you summon for? Which one do you use the 77 special summon on? Those are the types of angles we're going to try to be tackling in this video with my own opinions and thoughts on this. If you guys have been enjoying all the 9th anniversary content, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Thanks to you guys, we are on the road to 100,000 subscribers. That is actually happening and is all thanks to you. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for commenting and sharing your own thoughts on things in the videos. Thank you for liking my videos. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's jump in here. Let's start with the major obvious points first. Number 1, prioritize the characters that you want. If you have fun with the game, that is the number 1 objective. If your enjoyment of the game is contingent upon picking up Broly, then damn it, pick up Broly. Do you, friend, do you. Pick up Broly, use Broly, have fun. Don't feel like you have to follow the advice that people give you, because it's advice, but you don't necessarily have to take it. So if you feel like that is more important for your gaming experience, then focus on that. We are providing our thoughts on characters that are more effective for you because a lot of people are free to play, they play on a budget, or are otherwise new to the game who can't quite assess the situation for themselves. So it's not something that you have to follow, it's just something that you can if you so choose. Retaining value matters. It does make your summons more effective. So, you know, if you only summon twice a year, the characters that you summon, they got to count. Obviously, you got to get lucky to pull them, but if you do, they got to be characters that can count, they can pull their weight, they can lead you through essentially half a year's worth of content before new content drops. So those are the main points that obviously people should know. I'm never forcing you. That being said, a couple of other details that we should get out of the way before we jump in here. Number 1, we have no idea when the Limbo units are going to be appearing on Global. Currently, the Limbo units are Topo, Tech UI Goku, Cell Max, the Tanabata Part 2 LR. I am recording this video before we get any more information on this stuff. We don't even know what the Part 2 LR is for JP. We will be getting more information on this apparently during the 9-year anniversary campaign. I don't know when that is, and I have been holding out on this video as long as possible to maybe find out, but I can't wait any longer. So if if you're watching this video after we already know some of these things, Toon, you're such an idiot, we already know what's happening. I didn't know. I was recording this before. I'm sorry. So I'll make another video when that happens, but as of right now, we have no clue. The only thing that I can tell you is probably Topo will be dropping on Global before we get to the worldwide download. Remember, worldwide download is day 0 of the DC rebirth. This is the new continuity where Global and JP are operating on the same timeline, right? So before that, there is one final trap celebration that happens in here. That could very well change. This could end up being an extension of the anniversary for all we know. But as of right now, if I were to assume, it would probably be this guy being there, which means we could probably swap out Topo and put in, like, I don't know, Grandpa Gohan or Ox King Dokkan Fest or something like that. You know what I mean? So that would be the 4 characters that we still don't have. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity on Global. The reason for this is because for the one and only time ever, we are going to be 6 months away from the next anniversary instead of 12 months. We are celebrating the Global anniversary in July, but like they have said, from worldwide download, Global will be getting the same banners as JP from here on out. JP's anniversary is at the end of January, which means Global's anniversary will now be at the end of January. So the 10th anniversary, where all of these characters will be coming back, is only 6 months away. That is why people have said that you could theoretically skip 9-year anniversary, and that is still true. I personally don't subscribe to that idea entirely, because I do think that you should try to live a little and enjoy some of the characters in the here and now, because if you're kind of skipping anniversaries, I mean, at that point, you might as well skip to the end of the game. That's my take. I understand where people are coming from, so I completely understand that, and I think it's justified. But I do think that you could summon a little bit. But just remember, if you skip some of the characters, they will come back in 6 months instead of 12. Now, the other thing is, in terms of the anniversary characters coming back, typically the anniversary LRs, Dokkan festivals, they come back during the holiday banner, during the thank you celebration in November. So this is what the holiday banner is going to look like. Basically the 5 best units in the game, which is insane, right? That may not drop on Global, because again, we are going to be following JP's timeline. So where does that fit in? Because in November, JP gets other content, Will Global get this same banner at, while we're celebrating JP content? Maybe, maybe not. But also keep in mind that imagine this top 5 row would be these guys, right? Like this is UI, Beast, Broly, UI, Royal Blue. After that, you've got a mosh pit of other characters in here. So while they do come back, yeah, they're not going to be necessarily obtainable through normal means, because it's going to be kind of a picking up a needle in a haystack if you're summoning for them. So I wouldn't bank on that. But still, 6 months, not a bad prospect when it comes to these characters coming back. So all those details out of the way, let's jump in. I'll tell you the answer right now. This is the list right here. Number 1, prioritize Beast Gohan. Number 2, prioritize Broly, then Gogeta, then the Gammas. So let's start with the Beast Gohan. Why is Beast Gohan number 1? Well, he's the best unit in the game. Moving on to number 2. I'm just kidding. Best unit in the game. But then you've also got 2 of the other best units in the game on the same banner. You've got UI and you've got Royal Blue. With their EZAs, they are unstoppable. So with these 3 characters on the same banner, also the same categories, that is going to give you some major firepower. You could honestly summon on this and you'll probably just be good for the rest of the year. If you have to choose one banner, let it be this. It is part 2, so it does suck to have to wait, but it's worth the wait. Now, they are not the only ones that I'm going to be bragging about in my little sales pitch here. I'm not going to be talking about individual accolades and all that stuff a whole lot. We went into great detail about that in the previous video, which, by the way, once again, I would like to say sorry. Apparently, I said the same phrase like a million times. I'm sorry. Guys, I am recording these videos very late. I'm very tired because I had a long day of walking around and stuff. This weekend has been very busy in LA, so I do apologize if I ever make some sort of boo-boo like that. Feel free to clown on me in the comments. It's totally fine. Just know I'm not trying to do that. Okay. So with Beast Gohan, UI, and Royal Blue here, they're not the only ones. Spirit Bomb GT, incredible unit. They are now 4th billing on this banner after being around for 1 year. That is crazy. This is the 8th anniversary LR, and they are being disrespected by being number 4 in my little sales pitch. That's how good this banner is. Also, I think that Piccolo in this argument matters. Piccolo is key to having the Beast Gohan go from being broken to you're just straight up cheating, because Piccolo can scout all super attacks with this unit's ability to tank everything. And with having a Piccolo attacking in the same turn, you also get the ability to disable enemy action. One of the best combinations that I can use right now is scouting an attack, knowing where it's going to be, maybe an attack, maybe a heal, and then being able to cancel it with a unit. So with these 2 together, yeah, he's a flight risk, but with this guy leading the charge, he's less of a flight risk. So I think that this is a very, very compelling argument to summon on this banner as well. Yeah, there's no orange Piccolo on the banner. Would have been nice, but maybe that was too unfair. So Spirit Bomb GT, Piccolo, and the 7-year LRs. Remember what I said? The anniversary is 6 months away. Yeah, that means that the 7th anniversary LRs will awaken in 6 months. So that means this dude might end up being the best unit in the game at that point. I don't know. We'll see. Even now, they're still good. They're still relevant. So in 6 months, they're going to go from relevant to back on top. That's just not fair. This is just the best banner in the game. Best banner in the game. Global, right? So you got to go for this. So if that means skipping part 1 entirely because you don't have enough stones, so be it. Just remember, though, after each part goes away, that respective part and the banners associated lose their step-up guaranteed featured discount system. So if you are going to be completely ignoring a banner, you will have to accept that fact. So with Beast Gohan being number 1, let's go into why Broly is number 2. First of all, I did say in my other video that in terms of individual accolades, Beast is number 1, Gogeta is number 2, Broly is number 3, the Gammas are number 4, because I think that the barrier of entry for the Gogeta abilities when he goes blue is easier to execute with the lack of a domain and just overall approachability to the super side as opposed to extreme. I think that the Gogeta is overall just better. But when you factor in the banner and the leader skills, Broly blows Gogeta out of the water. Let's talk about why. Number 1, he ushers in a new era for the extreme class category. First of all, the extreme class is on the rise with super bosses being what they are, the upgrades that have been coming in. Broly leads that category very well, and with Broly and Fusion Zamasu, 2 of the pillars of the extreme class on the same banner, this is the way to actually use a decent extreme class team. So if you are someone who's new to the game, I remember when I was first starting out, I had basically no villains. I had no use for villains, but if you want to use villains, you can now in a major way with these characters. They make up half of the game, right? I mean, is that fair to say? Are villains half of the... I don't actually know the numbers on that. They could be. But if you want to have a good villain team, you got to have these guys. You just have to. Also, I know that there's one argument against the Broly, and that is the domain. That's one of the reasons why I ranked him below Gogeta. But keep in mind, the domain abilities are going to be improved upon as we get closer to the 10-year anniversary. On the content roadmap that Global and JP has provided, they are going to be improving the domain ability. They are going to be expanding upon it and giving it more abilities. What I think that that means, we don't know yet, but what I believe that means is they're going to allow you to use multiple domains at the same time. One rotation, if it has Broly, you get the hyper dimension. The other rotation will be Fusion Zamasu and his Infinity Zamasu Stratosphere thing. So that means that you've got multiple domains active at the same time, thereby alleviating the logjam problem that has sort of been prevailing in the extreme side domain characters. You can't use any other domain while one is active, which kind of stinks, because once that domain is done, you're almost at the end of the event. You can't really use too many others. It's annoying. So I hope that they fix that. Assuming that they do something good for the ability, that's also another reason why you should be investing in the extreme class. And you got 3 starter kits right here, all on Super Boss: Broly, Frieza, who is a busted banner unit, and Fusion Zamasu. Need I say more? That's one thing. Also, 7-year gods will get an EZA in 6 months. Blue dudes getting an EZA during this celebration, a very, very good unit. And the 5-year LR EZAs are still impressive. They are very, very good. Guaranteed dodge when they transform. Insane stacking potential when they actually transform. They are worth having in the slot 3. They give you actually a very underrated slot 3 flexibility. While these characters are characters you want to keep on the main rotation, they are just as effective, if not more so, in the slot 3. So if you're trying to dodge something, they can bail you out a lot. And then you got Spirit Bomb Z. Spirit Bomb Z is like the last point that I'm making. This is another good banner. Don't forget, guys, Dokkan Festival coins are better objectively than Carnival coins. Why? Because with them, you can buy characters who lead far more leader skills than Carnival characters. Look at this. Look at the Gogeta banner. You got Metacooler. He's a good character. Leads 1 category, okay? Wicked Bloodline. Yeah, you may be a Frieza fan, but that's only 1 category that you're getting with your 500 coin purchase. Whereas if you were to spend 500 red coins on the cooler, you're getting Terrifying Conquerors, Movie Boss, and then you're getting an extra leader skill here as a sub lead with the transformation boost. This is an older style for the leader skill. Even that is being expanded upon on the Dokkan Festival side. Look at Fusion Zamasu. Realm of Gods, Worldwide Chaos, Fused Fighter. Then you get, what is this? Time Travelers and Final Trump Card as the secondary abilities. And then as a fallback, you also get Extreme Class. So overall, you should be using coins on Dokkan Festivals more than the Carnivals. That's another point in favor of the Dokkan Fest. So that's why in part 1, if you're struggling to decide, choose the Broly over the Gogeta. But then remember what I said. If you are a Gogeta fanboy, you want that Gogeta, go for it. Do what you want. But this is why I think that these 2 are most important. Then we go into the Gogeta and the Gamma discussion. Out of the 2, I think the Gogeta banner is superior because number 1, Gogeta is better in my opinion. But also number 2, the EZAs are all on the Gogeta banner. You've got Paragus and Broly. Paragus and Broly. You got Bardock Ine, 2 underrated and spectacular sub EZAs. You've got the S tier LR UI Goku and one of the best supports in the entire game in the Broly with his EZA, Broly Chile Lemo. So with 5 characters relevant to the new celebration, your odds of picking up one of them are fairly decent in comparison to just trying to go for the 1. Whereas on the Gamma banner, these characters aren't bad by any stretch, but they are a little bit on the older side. Doesn't quite age them as much as other units typically would be aged, but Gamma's really good. Bulma, one of the best supports in the entire game. These 3 Carnival LRs, in my opinion, are still all fantastic, but they're not as relevant to the content and some of the newer categories that people are going to be using from this celebration. So that's probably why you can get away with choosing the Gogeta banner over this one. I do think that the Future Gohan is really good. After 1 turn, this unit is very tanky. One of the best tanky units in the game. Turtle School Leader for Goku. Great overall set of abilities. Stacking. You can counter. You have guaranteed crits. You can heal. You can survive KO attacks. Like, the unit can do a lot of different things. Good starting unit. Also, a nice revival unit. I still think this unit is good, even after all this time that it's been around. So this is still a good banner, but I think Gogeta edges out the Gamma banner for the reasons that I mentioned. So there you have it. That is the full list in terms of how you should prioritize these banners. Now, I didn't mention the 77 special summon. The 77 special summon, as you all know at this point, gives you an unprecedented 8 multis essentially in one set, with 77 units and the final 7 being guaranteed SSRs. Now, when you are going to be doing the 77 special summon, all of the discounts will be gone because that happens in part 3. after which the discounts for part 1 and 2 are gone. You can no longer do the guaranteed featured final step on the Beast Gohan banner, or the Broly banner, or the Gogeta, or the Gamma. So when you are doing that, it's essentially your final opportunity. It's your Hail Mary. Some people, and it's an understandable approach, some people are saying, like, let's just say, for example, you're someone who's prioritizing Beast Gohan and Broly, but you want to only go for Beast Gohan with your stones because you're going to have all the guaranteed features on the Gohan. Okay, you get the Gohan. You skipped Broly, and now you're in part 3. Broly has no guaranteed featured. You're going to do your 77 special summon. What if you don't potentially pull him? That is obviously a risk there. It's going to be much less of a risk with the 77 units, sure, but that is still an inherent risk. It's a gacha game. It's RNG. You're not guaranteed or promised anything. So if you are prioritizing certain characters, I do think that it is still a good idea to summon on them during their discount periods, because that is the best way to get the most out of the chances of pulling them. And then if you're trying to summon as a last resort because you have no other options, then you could do the 77 summon. And that's why I think if you prioritize only one character on each banner, it might make your possible summoning success rate a little bit better, because now you can go all in on one banner on each part, and then in part 3 you can do the 77 special summon on whichever one you missed, or whichever one of the final 2 banners you ignored. And again, they will all be back in 6 months. So honestly, no matter how you approach this, there's really no way to fail this, because Global is in a very unique position to get all these guys back very, very soon. So things are looking good. The opportunities are there. Things are looking bright for us Global Dokkaners. I wish you all the best of luck. The banner is not dropping as soon as the celebration starts. It's going to be a little bit later, but hopefully if you guys see this, hopefully my opinions and my mindset has provided some more thought for you to consider before jumping into your own summons. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on everything that I mentioned here. Do you agree or disagree with my approach? Which characters are you going to be prioritizing? Is it more about picking up the good characters, or more about picking up the characters that you like? Which ones are those? Which ones is it going to be? Let me know your stone count. Whatever you want to tell me, share it in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future, and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. If there's anything that I missed, I will post something in the pinned comments, so check that as well. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.